25 lighters on the dresser, bad bitch Vanessa, yes or no key, just pressing. My lane is reckless, or strong, they can feel the presence. Wheel and deal, they can feel the pressure. Fashion over Bay like the dresser. Got some issues, I wouldn't press it. Y'all crash dummy shit, don't impress it.
All right, green loud.
The picture that you just sent me of that offensive tackle from wherever, I think it's North Dakota State. You know what I thought of as soon as you said? I have no fucking clue why I thought of this. You ever see the movie Major Payne?
Yeah.
And then there's the part when Bam Bam Bigelow comes, and then he looks at him and he goes, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, what trailer park you fall from?" That's what the fuck I thought. But I said trailer park in my head, and that shit was funny. That's what the fuck I thought.
Yeah, I saw the post on Facebook. It said he did college the right way. Oh, man.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. What beanstalk you fall from?
What trailer park that motherfucker fell from?
Oh.
What's the picture?
He didn't send it to you?
He probably did. He probably did, but my fucking phone's charging. Let me see. I got it on my computer. Oh my fucking god. Dog, he looks like the kid off of Like Mike.
Gosh, damn.
The bully?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
He looks like the bully off of Like Mike, and then he looks like fucking Wreck-It Ralph on the second part.
You feel old yet?
God damn it.
All right, what we got for today? Start with the good, the bad, or the quiet.
There wasn't really no bad, bro.
It's true.
I mean,
for one,
I guess the oldest news would be like what? Mike's back, Uncle Mike.
T.O.
Mike. Yeah, he spoke to the media today on Zoom, said that he'll start hitting again mid-January. And he said that of course, he didn't want to leave. He wanted to come back. He told Jim Crane. He said he loves the city. He loves
He got the money, and he gave it to us on 1 year to earn another one. What more could you ask for, you know?
Yeah.
That's true.
There's your left fielder. Here's the thing. Here's the fucked up part, though. Where the fuck do you bat?
Designated hitter.
No, he's obviously the DH or left field, but we already have 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair to me, in my opinion, to move those first 5 because they just won us a World Series.
Yeah.
But then if you put him 6 in front of Abreu, do you want lefty, righty? Or do you go lefty, righty, lefty and put him in 7?
It's a good problem to have, at least. But for
sure.
Yeah,
these are first world problems.
Yes, they are. I have the feeling that if they do bump him into the beginning part of the lineup, the person they're going to piss off is going to be Bregman.
Yeah. I would not doubt that one bit.
Kyle Tucker was ecstatic when we signed him. He said, "Yeah, I got to annoy you for another year."
I'm cool with it.
And I mean, that's one person. I did see a lot of people that were talking about now that Brantley's there, that probably means no more Yuli.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are upset about it, but honestly, there's still some. I don't want to say there's a few gyms out there, I guess, still to sign. All the big names are going for ridiculous amounts.
I'm not ruling out Yuli quite yet, though. There's a chance. It's Christmas, bro. Give it to me.
He's on vacation too. I think he was in like the Dominican or something, chilling.
But if he does come back, you're not going to do much. So I don't give a fuck what you're doing at the current moment. You could actually come back fat again.
Hell yeah. Enjoy Shipley's, bro. Hey.
Yeah, you could come back fat again, and I don't care. I prefer it.
They did say he got he actually changed his agent to Jose Abreu's agent. So people were like, "Oh, that means he's leaving because he wasn't happy." I was like, "Well, if Jose Abreu just got here, then maybe he wanted a better agent to give him a better deal with the Astros." I mean,
yeah,
that would make sense.
I mean,
well, not only that, it's like it's not. I have a feeling that if he does come back, he's not going to ask for a lot of money. He never does.
Yeah, Brantley said it best. He goes, "I'm here to do whatever the team needs," and Yuli looks like that type of player. Also, like
Yuli looks like the type of player where he been asking for a little bit of money because he don't know that he lives in a shitty neighborhood and it's not cost him a lot. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if he lived on Edgebrook or something.
He's just chilling there.
No, it'd have to be something higher class than that, maybe.
I don't know, man. Yuli might just be in that bitch, just blending in. Nobody knows it.
I was gonna say he might be. There's a beer barn over there, so maybe.
That's a good possibility, actually. Do you think that I mean, we don't have a GM still. We're doing like GM by committee.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, I guess, priority for Tucker and for Framber to get a deal done sooner rather than later?
I think as fans we say yes because we want him. As a team, no.
Yeah.
You still have Tucker for 3 years with considering counting arbitration. So
yeah,
I mean, you're in no rush. He's not going anywhere.
Counting what?
Arbitration.
Did you just make that up?
No, sir. Learn your baseball. What I'm worried about is Bregman. That's who I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Because if his contract ends when he's 31, who's to say he don't want a Correa contract?
And the way they throwing out money, I mean, you look at the teams. Mets have thrown out $806 million. Yankees have thrown out 584. Phillies thrown out 388. San Diego's thrown out 353. Chicago's thrown out 269, and Texas threw out 210. And then there's us at 105.
So do you try to sign Bregman? Like add short years for good money onto what he already has so we could take him to year 33 or 34, you know?
I don't see an issue with that. It's better than, waiting the whole time and then hoping that he still wants to sign with you for a contract.
I always just wonder how greedy he is.
That's
like,
what I was
not for
say.
money, but he could easily say, no, I'll wait. And then, that might be the year where there's a shit ton of third basemen, like Correa did it with
Bet on
shortstop.
Himself, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bet on himself kind of situation.
I want to think that Bregman likes Houston enough that he would be like, no, I got to stay here. But at the same time,
I feel like all the high. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, but at the same time, I also want to think that he's a pretty good businessman with his career enough to be like, hey, if they don't want to sign me and another team does for more amount of money, I got to go where the money's at. If they see my talent, then I got to do it.
I think it's him and Altuve. Like, those are the two I can't see in another uniform. Like, that would
what
bother
I was
me,
gonna say.
bro.
I was gonna say, like, Bregman. At this point, I feel Bregman has to stay with Houston no matter what. Because,
well, I don't give a fuck where McCullers gets buried, but Bregman, bro.
Yeah, that's what Bregman has turned Houston into his personality trait.
Yeah,
that fool walks out to fucking set it off by Boosie and want to be a baller when he hits. Like, he has to. I feel like he just kind of has to stay here. Like, he's the only fucking white dude on that team that embraced it like as hard as he possibly could. That fool learned Spanish so he could fucking, talk to his teammates that don't speak English.
I think that if Framber pitches the first half of the year good again, then you try to get him in the middle of the year. Like, to me, if he can repeat what he even close to what he did last year, then you have to lock him up. In my opinion,
for me, I think Bregman's a stay. The Astros tend to give a lot of love to their players that have been loyal to them.
Yeah,
I mean, just look at the Brantley thing. Look at them going after Yuli. And I mean, he deserves it. Arguably, probably the best third baseman we've had in our history of it, especially defensive wise. And then Framber, I mean, I've seen all the New York sports stuff talking about how Lance is our ace now and he's number one. I'm like, dude, I don't know what the hell y'all shitting.
Don't correct them. Let them think it. Let them think it.
I'm not.
Stupid ass people.
Yankees and Mets fan have been telling me like, oh, you think that Lance can go up against
Cole,
Garrett Cole, and Max Scherzer, and I'm like,
I don't need fucking Lance to do it.
I guess cool, yeah. I mean,
they're worried about
the wrong
fucking
things.
Lance, and I'm not shitting on Lance, but y'all, Christian Javier pitched a no-hitter against you fuck faces.
Yeah. Twice, yeah.
And we consider him our number 2.
Yeah.
They're so dumb.
So with Verlander gone, who do y'all think realistically ends up being the starter?
Framber. He's starting. Oh, I will bet my left nut Framber Valdez pitches opening day. It's gonna happen.
Okay, but let's just say McCullers does. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna fucking give you my left nut. I just told you.
I don't want your left nut. I want the
you
right.
Want the right? All right,
I
there you go, bro.
It's gonna be, I think, easily Framber, Christian, and then they'll give Lance a third as a nod.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do Framber, Lance, Christian, only because Christian has to get used to the innings.
Yeah, I mean that. Oh yeah, I mean it's a long 160 something game.
Yeah.
I mean, but Framber is number one. You saw him kind of take the mantle a little bit from Verlander, and it's weird because I mean outside of media, like Houston media, we know what the rotation was. I mean, it was arguably the best one in the baseball, probably ever. And to think, I mean, Verlander, I don't want to shit on his name, but I mean, you struggled when it counted. You got us there. I mean, yeah, you Cy Young winner, this and that, I give you that. But now we have, farm players coming in, Hunter Brown's coming in. He looked like the guy that you want to pay attention to the next season for sure. We've been there before. That one year when it was literally all of the young pitchers carrying us, and we were like, oh, here we go. Lance and Verlander out. What are we gonna do? And I mean, they got rocked in the end of it, but they were stepping up. I mean, Garcia stepped up in Boston. Christian Javier stepped up last year. I mean, they're learning very fast, and I mean, on a competitive championship caliber team, and they know what it takes to win now.
Not only that is, how can we complain about Verlander leaving when all we did in the playoffs, and me and Nick said this probably 500,000 times, when are they going to pitch Luis? When are they going to pitch Urquidy? When are these dudes going to pitch? And when they did fucking good. So it's like, all right, give up one good pitcher, or let me rephrase that, one great pitcher and pitch two people we want. We're good. I'm cool with it.
It's basically you traded Verlander's money for Abreu's money. You got a better first baseman, another hitter, and you're just utilizing the younger pitchers that you already had on your team. I mean, and the perfect capability is if you finally are going to trade Urquidy, at least he's going to get innings to bring his trade value up. I mean, he already has a World Series win. I mean, he didn't do nothing last year, sadly. No, not by his choice. But
who's to say we don't make him an offer for an extension and he don't take it if it's fair? You know what I mean? Like, where the fuck you gonna go that you could have a better situation to win? Straight up.
It's the culture that I feel also for them is the biggest thing. Like we talk about all the time, that pitching culture with them. I mean, Montero, you throw in Hector Neris, like literally you go down and you listen to them. They're speaking nothing but Spanish. They're having fun. They're joking. And that's, I mean, athletes say it all the time. You have to enjoy being around the people you're with because it's a long ass season.
When they show them, everybody looks like they want to be there except Phil Mouton. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like you said, I want to go to work when you're an Astro, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how big do y'all think, I mean, going back to the Brantley thing, do you think it helps in a way if he's healthy? I mean, I felt like we did lose a spark once he went down a bit at the batting point of it from our DH.
Supposedly, after that game 2 of the World Series where we got fucked up, or was it game 1 after we got fucked up on their comeback, that he gave the team a good talking to. Like this was up. And we've never looked back after that.
That's our Udonis Haslam, but
it's like something has to be, like that had to have been a reason why they offered him the money. Like even if he doesn't play as well as we think he is, he still earned that, you know?
Yeah.
And you got to think about it. That was his only time. That's his first World Series and he didn't do shit. He wants to go back. You get a hungry Brantley back, a hungry Abreu back, Jose Abreu. So
yeah. I mean, Jose Abreu, it's funny because signing him has been kind of overshadowed by everybody else going everywhere else. I mean, the Mets pretty much overshadowed everybody from just how much they're spending. But when you take it out of context a bit and you look at it from a distance, these are all teams that are overpaying just to do what the Astros did.
But that was the argument you and I had a while back. Yeah. It's like I wasn't saying don't bring people in. I'm saying like you have to be able to continue to do what we do though. And all they did was eliminate a couple weak links. So like it's like in basketball when the Golden State got good, the whole league tried to change their shit up to play like them and with them, and they couldn't do it. And now some of them are stuck that way. That's what's happening in baseball, you know? Yeah. Like what happens if the Mets don't win?
It's going to be an embarrassment to their payroll. I mean, we talk about it with these long contracts, 10, 11, 12, 13 hockey contracts, where pretty much these guys are going to be the face of a franchise forever. I mean, you got Carlos Correa playing third now with the Mets. I mean, not saying he can't, but I mean, it's a totally different shortstop and third. So you have teams competing, but like I always tell people, focus on the AL first. See what's going on in the AL, because a lot of these teams are honestly in the NL. Mets, Phillies, Padres, Cubs. Like the only ones in our division, like and the AL that did major things was, of course, the Yankees with Judge, and then
Texas. Well, they got Rendon also. They got a really fucking good pitcher.
No, yeah. So I mean, they of course are going after us. So you have to worry. I feel. I saw a tweet from Jeff Luno, and he was saying you enjoy the wins, but don't ever,
get complacent.
Don't get complacent and don't act like teams around you aren't getting better, because that's how you'll falter. And I mean, Texas is going to be a tougher team than they were last year. You're not going to get a lot of easier wins.
Not saying much.
I know, but I mean, I'm pretty sure DeGrom's pretty mad over there now. But whatever, that ain't my team. The Yankees, they got a nice pitcher, honestly, and so that rotation, that's probably going to be our hardest opponent coming in, but we got Javier, so I'm comfortable with it.
Word.
Yeah, and then I mean, after that, it's the bottom 22 teams have only spent $753 million together, so
that's the people that everybody should be mad at. It's like you can't blame the Mets for spending what they got. Like, if we were a sorry fucking team and we spent all that money, we'd be super happy. Straight up. What about the teams that don't spend nothing?
The Giants.
No, like the fucking Pittsburgh, like fucking Kansas City, like those Colorado, raggedy fucking teams that you wonder why they're still around.
It's like Milwaukee Brewers.
Yes, for real. It's like the profit share to every team this year was 110. So you made $110 million no matter what.
Yeah.
Why is your payroll like $50 million?
It's the owners pocketing money more than wanting to spend money, and there's a good thing and a bad thing about cap. I mean, they say cap levels the playing field, but these are billionaires we're talking about. I mean, you're not a millionaire buying a damn baseball team. You're a billionaire.
But can't you say that it would also be fair to do it the other way? Like, if you're going to cap me up here because I can play up here, then I'm going to cap you down here because I know how much you got from all of the shit we did up here. You know what I mean? So if like the profit share was 110, then you should easily have a rule to say you have to spend 80% of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I feel that's fair to the fans. Like, as fans, where people are getting mad that, of course, there's certain teams now that are good. And I know basketball was getting into that sense where it was, oh man, there's only like 5 teams that are good. But now you look at it and that kind of died down a bit. Like, you don't know who's going to win this year. And so we talked about the Mets went all in. If they don't win, if they don't even make it, that's just terrible, because what are you going to do now? You're going to go spend more money? Like,
it'd be hilarious if they don't make it.
I mean, look at the Dodgers. The Dodgers were the team that were doing this a ton. They were spending money. They won.
There's an easy path to success for Correa. I don't know about the Mets, but the Correa, I think I figure out how he can succeed. Go to third and gain like 20 pounds. And then just swing for the fences. Do what A-Rod did. Fuck that. He's like, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to eat a little bit more. I have the arm. It's never going to leave me. I'm swinging for the fences. If he goes out there, plays defense the way he does, and hits 30 home runs, then you can't really say shit about it, no matter what they do. Yeah. Just don't go the Tatis route and get on fucking steroids and fucking horse tranquilizers and fucking
Liver King stuff.
Yeah. hair transplants.
Oh man, that's another thing to keep an eye on. Do they keep him? Do they trade him? It. All in all, I mean, I'm pretty happy. How do y'all feel about this off season? I mean, you happy with it? Are you?
So far, I'm cool with it. I don't have a problem with it at all.
I don't have a problem. We're bringing most of our players back. I mean, just tell me what we're doing at catcher. Just say you're playing Lee or Yanier.
Yeah.
Or fucking go sign a utility player. Bring a Letness back.
Well, he already signed Oakland.
Oh, fuck you then. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. That's the path back to Houston. Just go to Oakland.
Yeah.
That's what we did with Jed Lowry. We traded that motherfucker back and forth to Oakland like 5 times.
That didn't work with Mike Fiers.
No, actually, they kept him from us. They're like, you can't go back there.
Well, duh. He was going to get fucking murdered if he did.
Then he went to Mexico.
He wasn't going to get murdered, but...
yeah, a crazy fan was going to murder him, for sure.
For fake. But Jed Lowry, that's the path he went. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I mean,
hey, we don't need you right now, so we're going to send you over there. But when we need you, we're going to call you back.
We end up with Tony Kemp back after.
Oh.
Ouch.
They love
Nah, we just need a utility infielder, unless you play Hensley there. Now, I'm cool with that, because the dude was clutch with the bat.
Yeah. Honestly, like outfield, I'm really not worried about too much. I think the young guys could take it. It's just catcher for me of after Maldonado. And it's not offense. I'm not worried about offense. I'm worried about being able to catch the damn balls where they need to, because
I'm more worried about how the infield throws the ball. Like,
yeah, true. Yeah.
Can Abreu catch that stupid sloppy shit Altuve throws over there?
Maybe they better practice that all spring training.
That's what Yuli's waiting on. He's like, watch, they're gonna figure out that he can't. Nobody else can catch that shit.
You know how to do a split, right?
Yeah,
a sideways split and get it. Oh well,
Jesus.
Looks like for Christmas we may not get anything new, I guess. But I'm cool with it. The Brantley signing was good.
Word.
I know there's a few trade things out there that we've been linked to, but it doesn't look like any of those are amounting to anything, honestly, which I'm kind of happy with. Yeah, and then I guess going on to the Texans, I guess.
Hey, don't say it like that.
They played good.
They're stupid for a whole nother reason this week. They almost won.
I was going to say, they're stupid for trying to win this past week. That whole time during that game, we were hitting the group chat to each other like, these motherfuckers better not win. Why did he do that? When Davis Mills ran that 17-yard touchdown, I texted y'all. I said, why did he do that?
Because I was like, where the fuck that been all year?
Right? Like, he did that. Why did he do that? Why? Why did he do that?
I get it. I granted that a lot of the shit they were fucking giving us flag after flag after flag, and that's how we were able to save a lot of third downs. But I'll take it.
And I was enjoying it, like, oh hey, we're beating Kansas City, cool. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't even give a shit about this game. I want that number 1 pick. I want to be locked in number 1, so I don't have to worry about it and go ahead and check out my next pick when Cleveland falters. Like wherever.
It's just like another week of repeated from the Dallas. It's like, okay, we have nothing to look like hang our hat on about that, because it was a lot of accident shit. But it is funny to us because we suck so bad, and it's like, you motherfuckers think y'all are playing for a championship and y'all can't beat us in regulation. And we suck. Mahomes was like 36 for 40, and you had to go to overtime with us.
No, he was like, yeah, their front seven were, really doing good. I was like, win.
We kind of were, though. I told y'all, when he starts putting in white boy linebackers in there and they get to run it.
Christian Kirksey did pretty good.
Hey, you pointed that out rather quickly.
Yeah, no, as soon as I heard his name on the TV, I was like, oh, I should say something about it. And then Nick beat me to it.
It was a clean blitz. I mean, the running back just stood there and did nothing. I ain't hating.
I mean, yeah.
But you waited 15 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I've been seeing, of course, a lot of people were mad that they praised us, which we've gotten praise now for, it's weird. We got praise for 2 weeks now. I mean, a lot of how the hell did this shitty team keep up with 2 teams? and that stuff. But we moved up in the power rankings. We were 28th now. I guess that's I guess that's something. I mean, all eyes are of course April. There's a lot now of talks where I think a lot more people are in the league, like Andy Reid and all that. I'm talking about Lovie Smith deserves one more year at least, and they're saying that he deserves it because of how the defense is playing. And then you have, of course, a lot of fans talking about that we should that game proved that we need to draft defense first and not a quarterback, and that we should just wait. Or my favorite of what I read, and I didn't write y'all because I wanted to wait for y'all's reaction organically, was to pick the defensive player from Alabama. I forgot his name.
Will Anderson.
Yeah, Will Anderson. And then go and get Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback.
And to do what?
That was exactly. So fun. I can find the post, and people were hearting it and liking it and saying that is.
You have a better chance of persuading me into that a year ago. Like, we just sucked for 2 years. No, I want a quarterback, and I want my quarterback.
They said that is a better formula to go with than what getting a young quarterback.
We've done this, I don't know how many years, where we just go and we get a washed-up quarterback, and everybody thinks that they're going to be great because they've been in the season and they're a veteran, and it's never good.
I mean, look at the Colts.
The last time we drafted shut up. The last time we fucking drafted a fucking quarterback was before Davis was Deshaun Watson, and that was great.
Yeah, until he started wanting more than massages.
Yeah.
Look, I want Will Anderson too, but I need a quarterback. You can't. That's just the way it is. Will Anderson's not going to. What's he going to add? 11 sacks to a fucking 1-win record? It's not going to change that much. You know what I mean?
I mean, JJ had a monster game, like 3 to 4 sacks the other day, and they still lost the game, and they're not even making the playoffs. I mean,
that's the point. Is we talked about it. Like, look at Aiden Hutchinson. He's fucking balled in the beginning of the season. He had like 3 sacks and a fucking interception in a game. He got lost by like 3 touchdowns. Like, it doesn't mean that much, you know?
Yeah.
Chase Young, same thing. Myles Garrett, it doesn't mean that much, you know? Like, I'm not saying you're bad players, but we need way more than those little bit of sacks you're going to give me.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's very true. But, I mean, Texans fans are fucking idiots. We've been over this plenty of times.
Well, that's why I don't talk to them. I just let them listen to me. See how it works?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few of them that are smart. There was people in there like, yo, who the hell's playing quarterback, you idiots, and like stuff like that. So, I mean, there's hope for some fans. I feel some of them I have no hope for. I mean, the Marcus Mariotas and the Jimmy Garoppolos and those. Yeah, I don't.
I just don't. I say it over and over again. I don't want a rookie quarterback, number 1 overall pick with a defensive head coach. I just don't want it.
It don't make sense.
You need to build a relationship between that head coach and that quarterback. Because think about if we do get D'Amico Ryans. Yes, it's going to be our defense is going to be fucking good. We will be excited because it's D'Amico. But then you're going to go bring in an offensive coordinator, and in 2 years when we kind of get good, he's going to fucking leave.
Yeah.
Bring the head coach in and form that bond.
Who did you say we should bring in the other day?
A lot of people.
From fucking England?
Bill Belichick. I'll trade for him. I did. I said I'll trade for him.
I mean, it looks like his tender in New England's coming to an end from how bad they are. But
you can pay him whatever you want. It don't go against the salary cap.
Yeah. So. But like, hey, we give you all the free barbecue at these 5 locations. You have endless supplies at Landry's, benefits thanks to the Rockets owner.
I said I'll trade. I would try to make a run at McVay too.
I mean,
he already said if Stafford leaves, he's probably going back to TV. Well, look, if he's going to leave y'all anyway, just let me give you a 1st-round pick. He come build my team.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably just saying that because he honestly
No, he knows. He's like, they literally gave the house up for that Super Bowl. They have no money. They have no picks. They have no shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and Stafford said he's coming back. Even with Stafford, you're not going to do good. Like, Stafford looks like a shell of himself right now, and honestly, once you give it up, all that, they're going to be rebuilding for at least another 5 to 10 years, trying to recoup what they got. I mean, you got the Super Bowl, cool, amazing, but now, hey, now we're in rebuild mode and I mean, there's ways to get it faster, but yeah, I mean, I think honestly, like, I think there's at least two coaches that are getting traded this offseason, and I mean, he could be one. Honestly, I think Mike Tomlin goes to Carolina, like we've talked about before.
I just think there's too many teams whose offenses are doing good and have been for a little bit to not go poach a court. Like, go steal Shane Steichen from Philly, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator for the fucking Bengals. Like, think about all the yards and shit they've done.
Yeah.
Like that. Somebody there knows something.
I did see on I was watching ESPN, sadly, and try not to watch them too much, but they were talking about, I forgot who it was, and he was talking about how the league is changing more in an offensive mentality, and you have coaches that are defensive minded, like Ron Rivera.
Name a good team in the NFL right now that got a defensive minded head coach.
I can't.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
the league leans towards offense. Offense sells TV. You know what I mean? Build that way. Like, of course, you want a sick ass defense, but you have to be able to score a shit ton of points too.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you especially in the AFC, you're gonna have to keep up with Bills. You're gonna have to keep up with Kansas City. You're gonna have to keep up with a lot of teams. I mean, Joe Burrow and the Bengals. So I do feel that as much as you want a defensive minded coach, this and that, go with the flow of the league. Because if not, you're gonna end up like Washington, where they have amazing defense, but they can't get the ball down the damn field with all their weapons.
Nope.
And I mean, honestly, I think that's the best route. And it's nothing against Lovey as a whole of defense, because he does great at defense. If you want to come back as defense coordinator, bro, cool, let's do it. But I need an offensive coach with, like you said, the offensive player. I mean, you're gonna have a whole new offense of young guys that you can build around a coach that is offensive minded.
And not only that, is if you look at just mocks, right, in general for this draft, like the top 50 of just the top 50, I think we have picks like we're projected 112 and 32.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 3 in the top 50, and a bulk of them are defense, D linemen, end rushers, corners. You have to go offense in the first round and take the best available. Like, I go quarterback, wide receiver. The more I think about it. And then take the best defensive player available with 32. That's what I would do.
I mean, it's not bad, honestly.
And then you have other options. It's like, I could trade Brandon Cooks for a 3rd round pick. Like, if somebody's desperate or something, you know? Like, maybe I could give Cooks in a fucking 4th for a 3rd or something and get one of those better players right now to play on defense. That's what I would do.
I saw something the other day. People are still saying we can get a 1st round for Cooks.
Not the one on our team.
They said we could get a 1st round for Cooks because he's still one of the best wide receivers in the league.
I don't know what fantasy football they play, but honestly, the offense looks a lot more cohesive with him out of the damn lineup. Like,
because you're not trying to appease him. You're just playing offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for sure, I think he has to go off season by draft. I think draft days when he's getting traded.
Burkhead has to go. Cooks has to go. I don't want Brevin Jordan back. I'll bring Akins back. I think he earned it. Contoriano's my starter, unless I draft somebody. I'm getting Michi. I want to draft one. Collins, I guess you could come back. I bring Chris Moore back, and then maybe go sign somebody.
And then what? Defense? We just hit up on free agency because we're gonna have money to play with.
Word.
For the first time in a while.
Well, it depends. Like, if there's like I say, this is going to be retarded and kind of contradictory to what I said, but just imagine, because there is a scenario where Bijan Robinson, the running back from Texas, is there at 32. Do you go quarterback, receiver, running back? Because if you go running back at 32, I would almost have to say that, Pierce, you're not my starter no more.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the better teams have 1-2 punches. I mean,
but this is not going to be a 1-2 punch. This is going to be like 3 quarters and a quarter. Like,
I mean, yeah, I mean, 1-2 punches and a jab, I guess. But I don't know. I'm trying to. I mean,
it's going to be fucked up, but Damian Pierce is probably going to be the red zone guy.
No, unless you just run a shit ton of fucking running plays.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's how it's gonna be most likely because they're gonna think that fool's stronger and has like the quick burst to be end zone threats. He doesn't have to be the one getting down the field.
I mean, we are in the AFC South, so they seem to.
But Bijan can catch the ball. You can run more shit with him. He's just so much better than Pierce.
That's great and everything, but at the end of the day, if somebody can get in the end zone, they can vulture whatever they want.
I don't give a fuck. If I'm 3rd and goal, I'm giving the ball to Bijan. I don't give a fuck. Bijan's that much better. And he's big. He's bigger than Pierce.
Yeah. Well, that's even if he's there, though, at that point.
Like, the only 2 fuck faces that would take him are, like, right in front of us, Buffalo and Philly.
Buffalo probably getting him.
Buffalo don't need that fool.
Yeah, they do.
Their running backs suck, man. They need somebody to be like, Josh, stop trying to win the game by yourself.
I just kind of wish that they didn't fire Cully last year. Because if he was still our coach this year, we'd fire him this offseason. We wouldn't have to think twice about it. Now we're sitting here worried about if we're going to fire our coach. And not because we want him to stay, because we really want him to go.
Bro, they had to fire him, bro. His interviews were some of the worst interviews I ever seen. Like, I literally think he had, like, dementia or something. Like,
if you really think about it, the more and more shit he says, it makes you think that him and Caserio don't like each other. Because you remember when he drafted Stingley, we were like, oh, man, he must have been in on that pick or whatever. And then the fool comes out and says, oh, a cornerback's the 5th most important position on defense. I was like, oh, so you don't even like cornerbacks. You didn't do that.
yeah.
Caserio just did it because he wanted to.
Yeah. Even when they talked about him, about Stingley getting mental reps, he kind of was like, oh, yeah, he's there getting them. But it wasn't like a overhype. Like, yeah, I mean, Stingley sadly is getting shitted on by fans, by the coach.
But kind of like media shits on Lovey because when they talk about the advanced analytics and shit and Stingley and man coverage, they're like, this dude's elite, like top of the fucking league elite, and they're like, why don't he do it more? It's like, ask the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't tell fans that. Fans are mad that we didn't get Sauce Gardner over Stingley. I'm like, yeah. I can understand an argument, but for how mad you're getting, you act like if one just completely is Kevin Johnson and the other one's Sauce.
What would be the difference? That Stingley would have those numbers and we'd be talking about?
I was gonna say, do y'all
not letting Sauce play man?
I was gonna say, like, this would probably be the same argument, except we'd be like, damn, we drafted Sauce over Stingley.
It's exactly what it would be. Like, the same fucking conversation.
Stingley would be balling out over in the Jets, and then we would have Sauce over here not doing shit.
It's like the Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase arguments. Like, oh man, we should have got this. No, we should have got this. Like,
they're both literally fine on either team.
You got dope dudes. Like, why are y'all mad about it? And that's why I'm like, why are y'all? There is so many more problems on this damn team that you should not be worried about.
The secondary, which might be the only consistently good thing on our team, is what I want to bitch about. Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, people were telling me like, oh, I can't trust Nick in the draft. And I was like, oh yeah, he drafted a shitty O-lineman. I get it. And they're like, no, bro, Stingley. And I'm like, that's the one thing you're mad about.
If you want to say other things, like there could have been other players to take, like a linebacker, an end rusher. Yeah, I'll listen to that, but I'm not going to listen to fucking another cornerback.
It's like, get over it. Like,
even if y'all wanted to argue with me still to this day, like, we should have took Thibodeau. Maybe. Like, I wouldn't have had that conversation a year ago, but today I seen what they did. That maybe I would listen to it now. He kind of did his thing.
Oh yeah, you were dead set on making sure we didn't get him.
I just didn't want him.
I know. Because I remember I would say something and you would be like, I swear to God, if you somehow manifested that fool gets drafted to us, I'm going to fucking lose my goddamn mind.
I mean, he didn't have like crazy. He's almost like the lineman version of Stingley. Like, he didn't have crazy good numbers, but he did his job. He looked good. He helped the team. I don't know.
It's just that's like I said.
I just want to score points. That we just need to score more points
next year.
Yeah, next year. Because our division, they're all about this running and defensive shit. And I love that. That's my brand of football. But if you score a shit ton of points, then that means they can't play that way. No, for real. Tennessee can't run the ball 50 times if you're down by 2 touchdowns. You just can't do it. So then I take your strength away with my offense. And now you got to go play my good-ass defense.
I mean,
that's why I said Texans fans are stupid. They don't understand anything.
I don't want to say they're stupid. I just want to say they don't understand the other aspect of sports. There's money involved, and I feel like when it comes to sports fans, they feel like you can just throw shit together and it's gonna fucking work. Look at the fucking Lakers.
Well, because those are those people who seek the instant gratification. Like they want right, you know what I mean? It's like, no, you can't do that because it's gonna affect you down the road.
You're using a lot of big words today, man.
It's a chess match, honestly.
I got a new sack of weed.
Yeah, man. It's a move that you make now, but how is it going to affect me 5 years from now? Also, and
kind of like the situation like the Rams are in. Like, imagine if they didn't win the Super Bowl, they would be fucked.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it with the Mets right now and the Yankees. I mean, Yankees have one of the biggest payrolls still, and they can't even do anything in the playoffs. And then now you look at football. I mean, I was looking at teams. So we're 7th. Supposedly, we have about $41.15 million to play with. From what they say, I think it's going to be.
But also, like, even the smartest people fuck up. Like, I'm not calling these players trash, but like 3 years ago, everybody was like, New England can't move the ball. They need receivers. Like, they need to get help there, right? So as soon as fucking offseason starts, they go and spend a shit ton of money. They got Jonnu, Hunter Henry. They spent all this money, and it's like, were them tight ends worth it?
No, not at all.
Exactly. It's like, I'm not going to do that. And if Bill Belichick can fuck up and make that mistake, it's like, cut Caserio a break. You know what I mean?
I mean, you look at the teams that are at the bottom of cap. So New Orleans is ranked dead last. They are negative $63.59 million. They're probably going to have to just blow up the whole team and do all that. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 31 at negative 49.59. I mean, you have an old quarterback. You have a bunch of old players out there. And, yeah, you really can't do much. And then you have Jacksonville at negative 24. So it's.
But also, you can't really blame Jacksonville because they had to overpay to get people to come to that sorry ass team. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have signed Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, but I get why you signed Kirk to that money.
I mean, you wanted to help your young quarterback out and give him some weapons.
The Texans are about to do the same thing. We're about to overpay a couple people, but as long as they're the right people and they produce, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a scenario where we could somehow manage to get Cooper Kupp off of the shitty ass Rams?
Not anytime soon. Well, it's because I don't think anytime soon.
No, I know. I'm just trying to say names on good names off shitty teams.
I think anybody on shitty teams are available, but I think there's a lot of things that team would do, a lot of things they would do before they go to a Cooper Kupp route.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're willing to give up like 2 first-round picks. I'm not going to do that. Not for Cooper Kupp.
I mean, the one
not with no quarterback.
Looking at our division, I mean, Jacksonville.
Brandon Cooks back.
I don't know.
But we don't overpay him, so it's not a bad thing.
No.
Because I would not be stupid pissed off if they tell him you're not getting traded. Just play with this rookie.
Hey, go get your money. You've signed the damn contract. I'm tired of people defending Cooks like, oh, it's not fair. And he signed the damn contract.
Yep.
He knew what he was getting into. I mean,
yeah. At the beginning of the year, you knew Davis Mills was your QB.
I said it before, bro. If you want us to sympathize with you, just tell us what they said. They never told you couldn't. Just tell us what they said.
He hopped in this dumpster fire. He knew it wasn't going to go out anytime soon.
The thing with me is, like, with him, he wanted to go on Twitter, talk about it, and then when people were like, what I said, I can't say it. Then don't even bring it up, dude. If you're scared as hell, you're not playing. They're going to tell you to stay home? You're doing that anyway. You came to one game to be a cheerleader for Deshaun Watson, and then you left.
Yeah. Did a jersey swap. The fuck? He didn't even give him a jersey.
The one thing that I be beefing with most people about is I'm not a fan of Titus Howard. Like, I don't think he's that good. And a lot of people are like, we should re-sign him. He's such a good right tackle. And I was like, what the fuck are y'all looking at?
There was numbers on him. That's why somebody was saying that he's one of the better, I guess, at that position.
But when the games get tight all year, that's the fucker they attack. They're like, hey, just put 2 people over there on him and send him as fast as you can, and he's going to let one of them by. And that's how we got beat by a couple teams. I don't know.
But it was fun.
But I will pay for a lineman, a center, a right guard, something.
Yeah,
why we got Kenyon Green?
He's a left guard. We need a center for sure. Whether you draft one, you buy one, you rent one, trade one. Hey, it's better than what we got. I can tell you that. And I hate shitting on Quisenberry, but we need a center. Bad.
Well, it looks like we're going up against the rookie this week.
Who?
For the Titans.
Again?
Ryan Tannehill out for the season, more than likely.
Malik Willis beat us earlier in the year, and he only threw the ball 7 times.
Yeah. Well, maybe we're on a roll. We almost beat the Cowboys, and we almost beat Kansas City. Malik, run it. I need that pick, bro. I think Chicago's the closest thing to us now on picks.
Mm-hmm.
And they got, I think they'll do good.
They have 3 wins. We only got 1.
Yeah, and they're going to lose.
We have a tie.
They're definitely losing this week, so that's not gonna.
But the problem is if we fuck around and win 2 games and we got a tie, then they get the first pick.
Yep.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing if we want Bryce Young, because they're not taking Bryce Young. Yeah,
they're gonna get Will, and then we'll get Bryce.
Yeah. To them, they don't make a fuck because they're probably gonna get Will Anderson no matter where they land, as long as they're in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad. I feel a little better now because
I have a feeling we're gonna fucking beat Indy.
Shit, now with Nick Foles over there, bro.
Mm-hmm. Watch us accidentally beat them fools.
Well, Lovey did say that now we're gonna try to win the division games next, but I mean,
we have 3 in a row. I thought you were gonna say division. I was about to say, get the fuck out of here. Next year? This year? No.
Oh shit! All right, what do y'all got for Texans Titans?
Texans by a touchdown. Wait, no, Titans by a touchdown. I don't know.
I think the question is over under Derrick Henry 200 rushing yards.
Oof.
200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hopefully, I'm
gonna go under. I'll take the under on 200.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of yards. They've been playing
not
better.
For him against the Texans.
Not at all.
I mean,
I'm gonna say he has over 250.
Oof.
I don't know. I thought Pacheco was gonna do some shit, and the homeboy went fucking. He let his nuts.
Yeah, but he's not Derrick Henry, and they don't have that line.
I mean, but then Jerick McKinnon just balled out on us also. So
Derrick Henry will run that bitch until we let him bust one. Like, they literally will run the same play over and over and over and over until it works.
We got Christian Kirk, so I think he's going for about 300 yards.
Christian Kirk? Yeah, that's exactly why he's going for 250 plus.
Yeah, I think he gets 2 touchdowns.
Christian Harris there. Yeah, he's for sure getting 2 touchdowns. For sure.
Yeah.
I think that
I got Titans by 7, so.
I got Houston by a field goal.
I got Titans by a field goal.
Is Randy Bullock still there?
I think they cut him this year.
I was going to say, I think he got cut this year.
Damn. I was going to say.
Cut from another team. Cute without the E. Cut from the team.
Well, then again, they don't have any fucking, I don't know. It's going to be a boring game because they have no receivers, just a running back.
We play on Saturday, don't we?
Yeah, and we just suck. Man. We're on the 24th. We just suck. It's a 12 o'clock game on a Saturday, so.
What the fuck?
So we get all the games are on Saturday except for one, 2.
There's a sucky ass Sunday game. Denver and
Packers and Dolphins. and then you get Christmas? Broncos and Rams. Yeah. And then you get Bucks and Cardinals, trash.
Yep.
And then the next day is Chargers, Colts, which is also trash.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna watch basketball most of the time.
Those games suck until the night too.
Yeah, the whole Christmas. If you're I was arguing with people because they were like, I don't care what the game is. These are going to be better than any NBA games. I was like, shut up. Nobody is saying Broncos Rams is going to be an amazing game. Like, get the hell out of here, dog. I want to see Baker Mayfield versus, I don't even know who the hell the quarterback is now.
I think they said Russell Wilson practiced in full today.
Oh, well, then amazing. We get to see two bad quarterbacks. The Bucks, we have an old quarterback and I don't even know. Colt McCoy is hurt, so they're going with the third string.
Trace McSorley, I think.
Yeah. And then
it doesn't matter if the starter was there, that team fucking sucks.
I think Chargers versus Nick Foles.
I fucking hate watching that team play football. The Arizona Cardinals.
Bro, they're so good. You know how many fans jumped on that bandwagon? I was like,
they have our receiver, and I want to steal their coach, but I fucking hate watching that team.
Oh man, well, if they stop making Call of Duties, it'll be good. All right. Well, speaking of Christmas, I guess we can go on to the Rockets.
No Christmas game for them.
Nope, none for us this year, which is fine. Enjoy y'all's days. We do have an interesting game though of Paulo Banchero versus Jabari. Part 2?
Dose, yes. Tonight.
Yeah.
I think Jabari's coming to take his head off. I really do.
Caleb froze on us. No. He's alive. Thought the freeze hit early for you.
I think that didn't they beat us earlier in the season? I think they did beat us.
Yeah.
I think we'll beat them tonight.
Paulo had like 30-something points on him.
Yeah, that's why I think Jabari's coming to take that fool's head off tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the teams are close. They're 11-21. We're 9-21 as of this recording, and so it's not too far off.
I think we're actually better than them, though. We just had a tougher schedule. We really did.
I mean, they just have a bunch of height, also. Like 9-7.
And Paolo's not playing as good as he was then. I think that was like the third game of the season.
I mean, at some point, that rookie wall is gonna. From the length of games you're playing compared to college. So, I mean, look for Jalen to have some highlights today. And
the guards should go off because their guards suck.
Yeah.
And I don't think we have to wear those ugly fucking uniforms no more either. Those green ones?
Oh, yeah, the green ones. We're probably wearing
those were money, bro.
We were only supposed to wear them 4 times. I counted. We wore them 4 times. We're done.
He was so happy with that.
Fucking ugly.
Those were money, bro. They look like Ireland.
They look like the fucking Boston Celtics jerseys.
The Celtics, woo.
But
nah, the Rockets ain't really doing shit. I mean, we're just hooping.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much on them. I mean, Eric Gordon's still waiting to be traded. They just keep moving people back and forth from Rio Grande to Houston.
Hey, go to the Valley. Bring some tamales back with you.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you hoop one day, come back. All right.
Are they using the Rockets to smuggle dope?
Ooh.
Hey, send a player down there with his bag.
Good conspiracy theory.
Yes, sir. I'll shut up if you give me some dope. I mean, some tickets.
I mean, some money. I mean, some. Yep.
Well, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I know, and out of those 3 major sports, I guess if you're watching the Houston Dash got a new coach. I don't know who he is. I can't tell you nothing about him.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah. They got close to a championship. Hey.
What's fuck that? I'm tired of talking about sports with y'all. What's the best Christmas gift you ever got?
Head.
Oh gosh.
No.
That bitch was cheap.
Nah. Oh no. I got a PS2 one year when I was in elementary school.
I remember when I was like in kindergarten, I got like this old school wrestling ring, like the one with the action figures, but like one of the first ones they made, it was hard ass plastic. One of those with like, and then my parents had bought me like all the wrestling action figures. That was dope. I remember that.
Like 1980s.
Like, yeah, like 89, 90.
I remember my brother had one, so I was like, I stole it.
And then we got like a Hulk Hogan lunch kit with a matching thermos. It was dope.
Eat your lunch, brother.
Yeah, my vitamins are in here.
God damn it. My Flintstones gummies.
Yeah, I think I remember I got a 64. It was a used
I got one. No, I was new.
I got a PlayStation 1 year, and then a few years later I got a PS2. But it was like every time I got one, like when I got the PS1, it was only like a year until the PS2 came out. And then when I think
I was like in 7th grade, my mom fucked up and bought me and my brother paintball guns.
Oh God.
Yup. That's what the whole neighborhood said. Oh God.
I got a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc one year. That was tight.
Damn.
I still got it somewhere.
I remember I did get a bunch of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards from some girl that my brother was banging that used to work at Eckerd's before it closed down. And then I ended up somebody stole some of them. I was mad. I remember now.
I remember we were little, like younger, like when like the first Xboxes and shit came out. Like my mom had got us games for the Xbox, but she thought she was slick and she put them hoes in the stocking, so we knew what it was because it was just like a stocking stuffer. It was like torture. She thought, like, you got to look at that bitch until Christmas, right? So she bought them hoes on like Black Friday. I promise you, bro. On like December 1st, I went and took a razor blade and cut the cellophane off the bottom of that hoe and slid the case out real good, took the game out, put it back in the cellophane and put this whole thing back in there. And she never knew it. By Christmas, she was like, okay, now you can play that game. And I was like, that motherfucker been beat 2 weeks ago. What you talking about?
You can return it now.
You can return that bitch. Or as a matter of fact, give me the receipt.
Jesus.
I remember there was, what was it? True Crime Streets of LA or whatever.
Oh, that was a good game.
I got it, and I literally stayed up all Christmas. Like the day before Christmas Eve, I stayed up, and I woke up. My mom and dad were like, "Hey, we're going to the family event." I'm like,
I'm not.
Shit, I have not slept. I was like, and the whole time I was driving with my parents, I just kept hearing the music playing in my ear from no sleep. Well, you got anything else to add?
Nah. Merry Christmas.
Stay warm.
Merry Christmas. It's about to be cold.
Yeah,
for like one day.
Wear your hoodies. Stay warm and have a Merry Christmas. And you'll be seeing us.
Yep.
But we're out.
Later on.
Later.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.